City Power attending to a power outage in Fordsburg in Johannesburg that's affecting most of the CBD and Selby. City Power says the outage occurred after a fire in underground tunnels tripped two main lines. Let's get the latest now from our reporter Barry Bateman. Barry, good afternoon. Well, an hour ago or so when we crossed live to you, you told us, as you spoke to Michael's son, the MMC, about the efforts that are going on. But looks like the smoke is still billowing out of those manholes.
Yeah, Dan, the fight is still on, and what we know is about 100 meters from me here is the Magistrates Court, the Johannesburg Magistrates Court. That's where firefighters went in the first time to try and get to the source of the blaze. Of course, it's difficult when you arrive. You just see smoke coming out of the ground. You've got to establish the source. Well, we now know that underneath us, somewhere right here, Dan, is the source. They call it the seed of the fire. And firefighters, and I'm going to just step it to the side and my colleague Ntemi will show you, firefighters have gone into that hole over there. You can see the firefighting hose, the water hose that's in there, as well as auxiliary oxygen, support oxygen pipes for the firefighters that are in there dousing the flame. But just to give you a better idea of what we're dealing with here, let's talk to somebody who's fought fires just like this. I've got Joburg EMS spokesperson Robert Mulawudzi with me. Good afternoon, Robert.
Afternoon, Barry, and afternoon to the viewers out there.
Firefighting efforts underway at the moment. Give me an idea of the tactics that are being used and what is actually happening underground right now.
Yeah, earlier this morning at around 8, we received a call which started around the Candy Square area, where most of the fire stations in the inner city, mainly Malvern, Tayfontein, and also Northview, they were activated to come and respond to the incident. We have already covered about between 600 to 700 meters of, cables, fire which have already extinguished. So far, we can confirm that there are no injuries which have been reported, and we've got about 20 firefighters on the ground who are extinguishing the fire. Right now, we are actually on the seed of the fire, where the fire started. We've got already 3 firefighters on the ground who are extinguishing. Of course, it's a confined space. We have to have enough oxygen to survive the area. So we've got our firefighters on the ground having their breathing apparatus to make sure that they've got enough oxygen supply while they're extinguishing the fire. So we continue to make sure that there's no hot spots. We extinguish the fire to make sure that the fire is stopped so that we can be able to allow technicians from City Power to do their work.
Give me an idea. You talk about confined space, the need for additional oxygen for the firefighters. What are conditions like underground there for the men and women fighting this fire?
Yeah, the conditions are difficult. Of course, it's dark. The visibility is impaired. So you have to, it needs a lot of bravery. We're happy that in the city of Johannesburg, we have got one of the, skillful firefighters on the ground. We are the largest fire service not only in South Africa, but maybe in Africa. We've got highly skilled, firefighters and emergency medical technicians who are skilled to deal with situations like this. So hence we are able to respond to this kind of fire incidents.
Thank you very much, Robert, for that update.
Thank you.
Well, Dan, there you go. Some of the most skilled firefighters in the country underground, below my feet as we speak. Hoses leading underground, oxygen cables leading underground. We've got several vehicles parked up and down this road around me. We've got a water tanker over here pumping the resources down underground so that those firefighters can put this fire out, hopefully soon, so that the technicians can get on with it and establish the cause and fix the problem. I'm being told now, sorry, Dan, behind me, I must just move out the way. We've had one of those firefighters who's just come out of that hole. Robert Mulawudzi explaining to us the dire conditions underground there. Let's just hope he's okay. He's getting support from his colleagues. And certainly you can see he's panting away. You can imagine the heat it was like underground. It cannot be easy conditions for the firefighters. And there you go, Dan, the next one going down to go and take up that hose and continue the fight.
Yeah, that fight has been going on for quite some hours now. and hopefully, as you say, sooner or later it will be put out. Meanwhile, that power outage means that large parts of the CBD, Joburg and areas like Selby are without electricity at this hour, as far as we know. Barry?
I am struggling to hear you, Dan, but what I understand, that power outage, it is quite wide. We've got Selby, parts of the CBD that have been affected by this. Michael's son telling us earlier that assuming the firefight, they managed to extinguish the blaze, it'll probably take 2 to 3 days to be able to fix the cable, but there are contingency plans in place. So what they'll do is they'll bypass this cable that comes from the nearest substation, and they'll be able to feed those areas that have been affected by this power outage. So all not lost if it's going to take extended several days to sort out this problem.
Thank you very much, Barry Bateman. They're on the ground in the Fordsburg area in the Joburg CBD there, as the firefighters continue to put out that underground blaze, which of course has caused a power failure or a power outage, as City Power says, affecting large areas of the CBD and areas like Selby as well without electricity.